Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Tuesday afternoon. Hope you're well, hope you're looking after yourself and you're enjoying the Tuesday. If you were like me and you were waiting for the GTA 6 trailer to come out, you were probably sadly disappointed. I was as well. We're doing the loan roundup of the 7 players that are out on loan at the moment for Spurs. I'm going to make sure I try and do this like every Tuesday, to be honest, even if they're playing that day or anything like that. I'll consider that for maybe the video that comes out the next week, including like today onwards. But yeah, I'm going to try and make sure that I do this regularly because I think it's something that we don't do enough of at Spurs. And it makes a big impact on what we might do in the future. Okay? So I'm going to start with the 2 boys at Leeds because it's a bit easier. You can do 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm going to start with Joe Rodon. And Joe Rodon played the full game, 95 passes, a tackle in the game. And I was looking at sort of like, I didn't watch the Leeds game, so I was looking at different articles talking about the game, and they said that Joe Rodon was fantastic at the back. A lot of them rated him sort of like 8 out of 10, made crucial blocks, was trying to sort of calm the game down, and made a lot of important challenges. And apparently his block was really crucial when it was 3-2. So all things going from when I talked about him last to now, it's only a week, but all things considered, he's having a really good loan spell, which is, I'm happy for Joe more than anything. I think we kind of get lost in the fact that, at the end of the day, they're human beings, that you can be happy for a person if they're playing well at another club. And I think Joe is playing well at Leeds. I think this is really crucial because, yes, as much as maybe I don't potentially see Joe Rodon really kicking on to being a really top flight centre half, there's no reason why he's not he's already a top-level championship centre-half. We've seen it already. But, a decent mid-table Premier League centre-half, I've said Eric Dyer could easily be that, for sure. For sure, there's no doubt in that. I think Joe Rodon's the same. So, all things considered, when it comes to the loan doing well, he's going to have a market in the summer. Leeds will probably want to keep him on. And if not, someone else will want to come in for him, I think, as well. To Jed Spence, just a really quick one. Jed Spence was on the bench but didn't get brought on. Again, he's only just come back from injury, so let's just give that one a bit more time to settle and brew. But yeah, a really big win for Leeds against Middlesbrough, 3-2 win. I know Borough down to 10, but Borough a decent team and Carrick's got those boys playing. Moving on to our Eredivisie man, Troy Parrott. So I spoke about in the last video how Troy wasn't really getting enough game time at the moment. He had at the start of the year, hadn't really for the past sort of month or so. But had scored some goals and things like that. He actually played 76 minutes for Excelsior Rotterdam in their 2-2 draw. 3 shots of goal and was one of the main attacking threats in the game. So I think the Eredivisie is a really good league, especially for players of Troy's age, where you can really start to develop. They play good football in the Eredivisie. They press high. It's quite a fluid league, and I think that's perfect for a guy who has had some time in League One and the Championship. I think he's had time in the Championship. Don't hold me to that one. But I know he's had time at League One, where actually I would prefer to see him in the Eredivisie. And I think that for a lot of players that we loan out, League One and the Championship are great, but if they're not going to get serious minutes, I'd rather them go abroad and be loaned out for serious minutes. Like the Dutch League is a good one. The Bundesliga is a good one. All these things in there. Moving on to Serre Griezmann, the Manchester United left-back. It's weird that we loaned up the table. Odd. Obviously, they lost 1-0 on Saturday night to Newcastle. It was a bit... 1-0 did that game no justice. Newcastle should have won that game by many, many more. He only had 10 minutes of gameplay. And actually, one thing I've noticed is that they played Dalot at left-back, right? Who's a right-back. They had Wan-Bissaka at right-back, fine. And they had Shaw at left centre-back. Varane was sitting on the bench. Reguilon was sitting on the bench. One's a centre-back in Varane, shock. The other one's Reguilon, who's left-back. Now, as much as I think Ten Hag's kind of getting a little bit like he's thrown under the bus a bit, you have to start questioning some of the decisions. And I don't mind Dalot. I think Dalot's a decent player, but he's not a left-back. Play the left-back at left-back. You could even put Varane at left centre-back and put Shaw at left-back. It's a weird one. But he's had a decent loan spell. I think United probably fairly rate him, and I think United would want to get him on for about 10 million. I do see that. What I talked about in a previous video that I uploaded earlier, which, by the way, go have a little watch. You're more than welcome to let me know that I'm an idiot. No problems on that front. I get told that all the time. With Reguilon, I see that player has has a market in the summer with the fact that he's had some success at Manchester United. I think of that Bayern Munich game where, yes, the scoreline looked like they got absolutely pelted. Nana made a few mistakes, and it wasn't down to, Reguilon having it, but Reguilon was good in that game. So I think you'll get more minutes in the January window area, because I think, with the FA Cup coming in, I think you've still got, well, depending on what Man United do in their last group stage game of the Champions League, you might have some European football still. You never know. Shaw picks up injuries. And looking at the centre-half area, where Shaw's now playing at centre-half, they pick up injuries. They could probably do with Reguilon, who actually can get on the ball and can pass a ball. Because good Lord, Manchester United, for some reason, can't pass a ball at the moment. I'm confused by it all. Tangi and Ndombele for Galatasaray. So Galatasaray won 2-0 away against Pendikspor. Don't know them, but it's a banging name. Only played 7 minutes, and I think, look, he's not having a good time of things. From what the rumblings of Galatasaray is, that he's not really applying himself properly. And I've spoken in the comment section of my previous video. There's an update on Ndombele. Go have a little watch that. It might come to a point that we're looking at Saudi Arabia and going, can you do us a favour? Do you want him? Do you want him? Because he's there to have if you want him. Otherwise, he doesn't really have a market at the moment. That's a shame. Alfie Devine, really quick one. He wasn't in the squad for Port Vale's 1-1 draw away to Stevenage in the FA Cup. You see what I mean? The FA Cup. It's around the corner. Best cup competition of the league competition in terms of continental in the world, in my opinion. I think it's brilliant. I love the FA Cup. I love it. It's something magical about the FA Cup. But yeah, no, wasn't in the squad, so fair enough. But he's having a good loan spell, so nothing to worry about there. He's having a good loan spell. Dane Scarlet for Ipswich. So they won 2-1 at home to Coventry. One quick point. If you've not seen that Travella goal from the right back of Ipswich, go have a watch. It is unbelievable. McKenna is doing a fantastic job at Ipswich. They were knocking it around at the back, played out all the way from the back, all the way up the right wing. He cuts inside, takes a touch and just goes, I'm having this, and just whips it into the top corner with outside of his boot. Incredible. Have a little watch that. I couldn't believe it when I actually saw it. But yeah, on Dane Scarlett. Dane Scarlett was an unused sub, and I talked about in the last video that I still think Dane Scarlett definitely needs to get out of... and maybe it's something that, excuse me, maybe it's something that Spurs have to kind of get involved in, where they say, look, if you're not going to play him, we want him to play. So if you're not going to play him, let's amicably let's agree to just kind of move on, get him out and get him playing somewhere else. And I think League One is a good place for him to drop into. Maybe towards the bottom of the Championship. I wouldn't mind him going into like a playoff contender in League One and trying to get some minutes, because in reality, he's just not playing, and he's averaging like 10 minutes a game, and it's just not really it, is it? And so you can see me looking down at my iPad. It's basically because I forgot to have a look at Japhet Tanganga. And yeah, Japhet Tanganga, again, not in the squad for Augsburg. He's been dealing with injuries all this year. It's a situation you might look at and go, I know there's a buy-in clause, but if he's not going to play for Augsburg, are they really going to want to pick him up? I don't know, but overall, there was some good things to take out. Joe Rodon'S obviously doing really well at Leeds. Alfie Devine still doing well at Leeds. Troy Parrott getting a few more minutes, which is good. I want to see more of that. Obviously, Jed Spence has only just come back from injury. Let's see what happens maybe in the next few weeks. Obviously, Alfie Devine getting back into the squad and everything. Again, we'll let that one just do what it needs to do. Let's hope Japhet Tanganga gets fit and gets some minutes, because I haven't seen anything this year. Hopefully, and Tangi and Ndombele gets a little bit more application into his game and maybe plays a bit more, but we shall see. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you did enjoy it. No, it's a different one. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below your thoughts and feelings about the boys out on loan. I just want to know what you're thinking about. Is there a guy that you think is doing well? Maybe he can come back into the squad. I don't know. Love to see what you think about that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.